This week on The Travel Show.
I'm in Greece with a team of archaeologists uncovering the long-lost city of Trireme.
Found an artefact!
We take a dive into the life of a travel vlogger. Is it really just one long holiday?
You may not have heard of YouTuber burnout, but the burnout is real.
Plus, I'm going into battle, finding out what it was like for the crew of an ancient Athenian warship. We're heading to Athens to uncover Greece's ancient treasures and the more modern ones. For more than 2 millennia, the Temple of the Parthenon has been towering over what has become the bustling capital city of Greece. Dedicated to the goddess Athena, it's the centrepiece of the rocky Acropolis hill. It's the country's most visited monument. Nestled at the bottom of its slopes, the modernist Acropolis Museum houses most of the ancient artefacts found in the area. Including some of the famous Parthenon frieze. And this year, it celebrates its 10th anniversary.
This museum replaced an older building that had become just too small to house the sheer number of antiquities found on the hill. It's 10 times the size. It's got a unique collection and, as you can see from the queues, it's pretty popular.
Almost 15 million people have passed through the doors of the museum since it was opened a decade ago.
Hello, I'm Christa.
Hello, I'm Angelica. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too. Oh,
Let's go this way.
Thank you.
And to mark the anniversary, a whole new section has just been opened to the public, underneath the building.
So what are we looking at here?
We're looking at part of the ancient city of Athens, which is at the foot of the Acropolis hill. It's actually a residential neighborhood. There are houses of everyday people, workshops, baths, public and private latrines. We're very excited that we can show this site to the visitors because it's a very nice late Roman and early Byzantine site that is not very usually uncovered in Athens in such a great extent. And this is quite important.
The Acropolis Museum was actually built on top of this vast excavation site, a challenge for any good architect, but a source of great pride for people like Angeliki, who spent almost 2 decades here uncovering the homes of ancient Athenians.
I can see there's sort of a tiled floor in the middle there. Would that have been like a room?
This is the central courtyard of a house, of a middle-class house, quite big one, sort of 360 square meters. It's an open-air courtyard.
Ah, okay. And so looking at that, we can say this is a wealthy person who lived in this house.
This is a wealthy person, definitely. This is a nice pavement.
They can
nice
afford
marble.
to make it a bit fancy.
They could afford being a bit fancy.
While archaeologists here have put down their shovels and brushes for good, there are enough forgotten treasures around Greece to keep them in work. Greece is like heaven for history geeks like me, and if you know where you're looking, there are artefacts around every corner. I'm driving to one of the most exciting ongoing excavation sites, about an hour and a half outside Athens. Last year, Greek archaeologists announced to the world they had located the lost city of Trireme, which until then had only existed on the pages of ancient texts. The city is believed to have been built by prisoners of the legendary Trojan War, and this month the excavation resumed here in Chilimodi.
It is considered as one among the 15 most important excavations worldwide. Tinaea is a city coming out of myth. Oedipus was supposedly raised here. Agamemnon brought Trojan prisoners all the way from Troy and established them here. So here we are excavating ancient Tinaea, its cemeteries, its ancient roads, its houses, and it comes to light slowly by slowly.
Elena Corker leads the team uncovering this ancient city, believed to have housed some 10,000 people, and she's thrilled with the recent findings.
This is a place for storage and also for conservation and studying.
Can I ask about this one here?
This is a unique vase. This shape appears only in Tinaea, so they would put elements in here, like herbs, and pour. It's a libation vase for a very important child burial which we found. This is totally unique all over Greece. Okay, so here I would like to show you one of the skeletons from the burials that we have found. This skeleton, who is in excellent condition, came from a Hellenistic grave. Male, 25 years old.
I mean, his teeth are still in pretty good shape.
They're very good.
Okay, so he was quite wealthy. We know that about him, probably from his teeth.
He had good health and he had good food.
Back on the excavation site, an army of volunteers from all over the world are busy digging, sweeping and carrying mountains of soil. Unearthing objects from our distant past is hugely rewarding, or so I'm told. So let's give it a go. And luckily Miriam is on hand to show me the ropes.
So this is the sifting spot.
Yeah, so this is where we're going to sift. So I'm going to hand you these gloves. And then you're going to be on this side, I'm going to be on this side. And then this is our pile. So you're going to grab the scooper. You're going to dig in for a pile of dirt.
Okay. It's like a lucky dip.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully we'll find some treasure in here.
So I think that's pretty good.
Okay.
We're gonna set our scoop down, pick it up. Okay, and then we're going to go back and forth in a kind of back and forth motion like this.
Okay.
Now I think we're ready. We're going to set it down.
Okay.
And then just use your hands to kind of spread everything around and look for ceramic pieces.
So something, I mean, obviously something like this.
Yes,
Something with a
exactly.
curve?
Exactly.
Hey!
Perfect.
And there's almost, you can see an edge of decoration.
Yes, you can. There's maybe a glaze, but we'd have to wash it to really see
That's so cool.
more details. Yeah.
Found an artifact. That's
job.
awesome. All right. This site must be like incredibly rich with different artifacts, because like we literally just pulled this out of.
It is. So there's pottery everywhere. They found drainage pipes, ceramic drainage pipes. Yeah.
Yes.
Great job.
Do you want more?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Let's go for
Get
it.
the hang of it now.
Tourists and scholars will soon be able to explore the excavation site in a virtual museum through 3D animations. In the meantime, there's still some very practical work to do. Less than 5% of Tinaea has been uncovered so far. Digging up the past should keep archaeologists busy here for many decades to come.
It's just the beginning. It will continue. Without me, but I will always be here from somewhere looking at it.
Just casting an eye over, make sure everyone's doing the right thing.
Definitely.
Still to come on the travel show.
I get a taste of life in the galleys by rowing the only replica in the world of an ancient Athenian warship.
I think I'm going to have very good abs after this. So don't go away. While I was in Athens, I really wanted to show you this place. It may not be at the top of every tourist's hit list, but it's really worth a visit.
If you're a meat lover, then this is the place for you. For more than a century, this section of the city's central market has been supplying Athenians with some of the finest cuts of fresh local meats. And And if the sight of fresh beef loins gets your taste buds going, then this unassuming eatery is the place to get your fix. It's called Epirus, and they specialise, unsurprisingly, in meat soups.
This is our kitchen where we cook all our soups. This is the goat soup that needs a long time to become tender and come out ready to serve it, our goat soup. And the tripe soup, one of our most famous soups, very good for the stomach. This is the stomach of the cow, but people eat it a lot.
Epirus is popular with locals, but some celebrity chefs have also paid a visit.
Well, I've got Anthony Bourdain and Jamie Oliver here as fellow customers, so there must be something pretty special about this place.
My father was one of the most famous chefs of Greek traditional food. He gave me the chance to have all his recipes, so I keep going, and people feel like home here because, you know, we make them taste the Greek recipes, the moms and grandmas' recipes. You know, fantastic the junk food, fantastic the nouvelle cuisine, but Greek traditional food is this one.
Fantastic.
Next up, for many of us, the idea of being a travel vlogger sounds like a dream job. In fact, isn't it just one long vacation? In the second episode of our series about travelling differently, we hear about the reality behind those exotic travel posts.
Travel feels like, sometimes it feels like the purpose for living. Everything about travel just makes me so happy and excited, and I feel like I'm alive, and that's what life's about. I'm Alana Fickus, and I'm a travel vlogger. Hi guys, I'm in Dubai wearing a, wait, what is this called again? Hijab and a abaya. Wearing a hijab and an abaya, and I'm gonna go out and hang out because when in Rome, or in this case Dubai.
Hello, welcome back to my vlog. Today I'm in Santa Monica. It's beautiful and every moment on the beach is perfect.
I have experienced a lot of preconceptions about what being a travel vlogger is when I tell people that's what I do. There's a lot of shame around being an internet personality. I mean, people can think you're really shallow and narcissistic. They think you just want to see yourself all the time and want to just make videos about yourself, when in reality, the videos you're making, the content you're making is about your audience.
Hi guys, I'm here with Asha. Hi. Hey, at the Holy Festival, which is the Indian New Year celebration, and we're in Los Angeles, California. What? They celebrate it here too? Yeah. Indians everywhere.
All I want to do is travel, so if I can get that free or pay me to do it, wow, what a dream. But the reality is travel vlogging doesn't really make that much money for most people. So you get creative and you make money in other avenues, or you partner with brands and you try to get more money through different specific things. A common way to make money is working with a brand, and brands will start reaching out to you once you have a certain amount of views or subscribers. They'll start reaching out to you, and usually you get a lot of free stuff, which is fantastic, but free stuff doesn't pay your rent. This picture, okay, this is a love-hate picture. This was from a brand deal I did with a drink company, but I didn't get them to sign the contract that they were gonna take my video no matter what before I went on this, and went to this really cool place, and it was such a fun day, and the whole video is really about this drink. We're holding it in our hands in every shot. And then I brought it back to the brand video and they said, oh, well, that location's too religious, so we won't take it. And I didn't get paid. Like, you learn and you grow. I would never do that again. Hi, welcome to day 2, day 1 official in Mexico. This is a really cool day because we're at the pyramids. A lot of spiritual people, such as my dad, have told me how there's all sorts of great energy here, and it's like an energy vortex. Ancient places are like that. Blah, blah, blah. I know it sounds kind of weird, but I don't know. These things excite me. If you haven't been on YouTube in a while, you may not have heard of YouTuber burnout, but this is a huge thing that's been going on. When you're on a platform like YouTube or Instagram even, there's an algorithm and you need to keep up. You have to post videos at least once a week. If you're good, you're posting 2 a week, maybe 3 a week, more than that. But if you miss a week, it changes the algorithm and your videos don't get seen as much. Everything works against you, and that's rough. Nobody wants that. That's really scary. I mean, the burnout is real. In an extreme version, it really creates issues with your whole family. And hopefully in a smaller version, you just recognize that you're drained, your creativity isn't there, you're not finding new things to make videos about anymore, you're not excited about doing it anymore, you're not enjoying the process. And if you're not enjoying the process, when it comes to making videos that are about connecting with another person, the video isn't really connecting to another person. Like, you need to take a moment. At this point, committing to my channel and putting all in on my channel and having that become my life, as it has to for you to be able to run a proper channel, would make my relationship suffer. It would make a lot of other aspects of my life suffer. So my system is to take breaks, and my goal is to take shorter breaks. I mean, obviously there are difficulties, but it's still my dream, so I love doing it.
To end the show this week, I've come a short distance outside of the Athens city centre to the coast. And this place is what's become known as the Athens Riviera. There are plenty of cool cafes, ritzy new hotels, and of course, plenty of luxury yachts.
Moored close to the modern yachts, a different kind of ship is ready to go out to sea, the Trireme Olympias, the only life-size replica in the world of the Athenian battleships which dominated the naval wars from the 5th century BC until early Christian times.
This amazing looking galley belongs to the Greek Navy, and every year groups of very lucky people get to go aboard and actually row just like ancient Athenians did. This year, I'm one of those lucky people, so better get ready. I think it's going to be quite hard work.
It took 20 years of passionate research to work out a design for this trireme, as no remains of the wooden boats could be found.
She was constructed here in Greece in 1987. The important thing for the rowers of the boat is that they were free citizens. It was very honored to be rower of a trireme, and the important is that in a so small boat we have so many people. They are the machine and help the boat to move.
I think it sounds like a fantastic lot of fun and hard work.
Yes.
So
yes.
Would you maybe show me how to do it?
Yes, of course.
Wow! Look at this. Oh, this is amazing.
This is the naval way to go down in the wilderness there.
The ship carries 2 small sails, but just like in ancient times, most of the propulsion comes from the 170 oarsmen staggered over 3 levels under the deck.
It's quite tight in here, isn't it?
Yes. As I told you.
Oh, right.
You sit here, you put
here.
your feet there.
So you sit here.
Yes,
What's the technique for?
Yes, the technique must be like that.
So you lift it up out of the water.
1, 2. Yes, yes. Ένα in Greek, 2.
2. I think I'm going to have very good abs after this.
Yes. And I will give you the orders.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, my fellow rowers are starting to arrive now, so I've picked a plum spot right in the middle of the action. Ready for ramming speed.
Μπροστά, μπροστά τα χέρια μας, μπροστά τα χέρια μας, όχι πίσω, μπροστά.
Reaching speeds of about 9 knots or 17 kilometers an hour, this boat was considered pretty quick in its time.
1, 2. 1,
And its manoeuvrability won Athens some decisive victories at sea. The bronze ram served as the main weapon to puncture the hulls of enemy ships and to sink them.
We get a break every so often. Oh, here we go again. Looking around, it's almost impossible to imagine what this must have been like for the people who originally rowed these kinds of boats. I mean, to be in battle, 3 layers of different people all sweating and trying to ram another boat in the open sea. I mean, it's unimaginable given how pleasant and lovely this is today.
Fortunately, this trireme is now being used for less ferocious purposes. For now, the Olympias is going back to the port for some pampering. It will spend the winter there before being spruced up for a new set of visitors in 2020.
A lot of hard work with all that rowing, but a good bit of fun too. Well, that's all we've got time for on this week's travel show, but coming up next week,
Mike's underwater in Turkey to see if sinking old planes can really provide a safe haven for local marine life. And he meets the 96-year-old woman who spent 3 decades fighting to save the country's endangered loggerhead turtles.
Some said I was mad, others said I was a spy.
So do join us then if you can. And in the meantime, don't forget to sign up to our social media feed so you can check out what we're up to out on the road and share your travel stories with us and the rest of the world. Until next time, from me, Christa and the rest of the Travel Show team here in Athens, it's goodbye. Or, as the locals would have it, Yassos.